welcome back to another video. So today I have these Ohuhu Glitter Markers to share with you, and I've been working with them just a little bit off camera, and what I was able to create with them, I was really impressed, and I really loved these markers. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and swatch all of these out with you so you could see the beautiful colors. There are only 12 of them, but these colors are absolutely beautiful. I have actually only used 2 of the colors because I wanted to test them out, but the colors that I did use were gorgeous, and the way they went down on the paper was absolutely amazing. So I wanted to go ahead and make this video and share this with all of you. So after I swatch them, I'm going to get out the page that I've been working on, and I'm going to share that with you, show you exactly what I did, and then I'm going to finish off what I was coloring and demonstrate for you how you can use these. If you check the description box down below, you will find a link for these markers, as well as links down there for my Facebook group, my Etsy store, my email list, and my Patreon if you would like to support me there. So let's go ahead and take a look at these Ohuhu Glitter Markers. Now, I first do want to say the way that I discovered these is because one of my moderators in my Facebook group, Holly, had purchased these, and she shared them with me and the other moderators, and we looked at them, and she had swatched them for me in a video, and I was like, wow, those colors are amazing. So of course I had to run to Amazon and I had to purchase them. I shared them in my Facebook group, and I know a lot of you purchased them. And so for those of you that have already purchased them or want to purchase them, I'm going to show you exactly how I used them to make an image in a coloring book look absolutely amazing. But first we're going to go ahead and take a look at these, and we're going to swatch them. So I did already open them because, like I said, I wanted to test them and try them out before I did a review on them or talked about them at all, because I wanted to see how they performed in a coloring book. So let's go ahead and just pull out one color here, and I'll show you exactly what they look like. But this is them, and they are in a beautiful barrel here. You could see that they're really pretty and glittery. Look at the glitter on the barrel of this marker. Isn't that so pretty? And then it just says Ohuhu Glitter Markers. And then down here it says vibrant color, non-toxic, and fine tip. So they are fine tip markers. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. It gives you directions right here on the marker showing you how to use them, but I'm going to show you how to get them going. They're sort of like a Posca pen, so they're really neat. These are a water-based acrylic ink marker, and you can get them on Amazon for $15.99. And right now there is a 20% off coupon if you do the subscribe and save. And anytime you do the subscribe and save to grab that coupon, you can always go back after you receive the item that you purchased and then just cancel your subscribe and save. That's what I always do. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. I got a piece of marker paper here. And this is the marker paper that I always use. It is the Hammermill marker paper, and I will have this linked down in the description box below if you are looking for a good marker paper to be able to print out your coloring pages. So let's go ahead and take a look at these colors. The first thing I want to do, though, is I want to show you how they work. So if we open these up, you can see that they've got this fine tip on them. And it's kind of the same as the fine tip on the Posca pens. Let me grab a Posca pen and you can see what the difference is here. So this is the fine tip Posca pen. And you can see that they're right about the same size. This one just has a little bit of a longer tip. And the Posca pens, I believe, are an acrylic paint as well. And the Poscas do also come in a glitter pen if you were interested in those, but you're only going to get 7 pens in the Posca glitter pens for $16.95, and you could get these for much cheaper, and you're getting 12 colors. And these are absolutely beautiful, so I don't know why you would need the Posca ones. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you exactly how these work. So to get them flowing, you're just going to push on them like this, and then they start flowing. So that is what the orange one looks like. Look at that gorgeous color. I'm going to go ahead and swatch each one of these out though. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one first. So that is what the orange one looks like. And then we have this blue color. Again, I have to get it going because I've only used 2 of these, but they are really quick to get going. There are 2 different blues. I believe this is the darker blue, but oh my gosh, look at that color. That is so pretty. And then we have what looks to be like 2 different purples here. So let me get it going down here and show you what that one looks like. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness, do we all just love glitter? I know for me, I am obsessed with glitter, but y'all probably know that. So these caps are on here really, really good. So you won't have to worry about these markers drying out. At least I don't think so, because they're on there really, really good. So this is the other purple. Let's get this one going. Oh, how pretty. And this one's like an orangey peachy type color. Oh, what gorgeous colors. And you could totally see the glitter. After I get done swatching all of these out, I will hold them closer to the camera so that you could see the actual glitter in them. This is the pink. Oh my goodness, this one's gorgeous. Oh, look how pretty that is. Yeah, you could totally see the glitter in there. And then we have this green one. Let me go ahead and move back up here to the top, and we'll start here with the green. These flow really nicely too. Yeah, when I was using them on a coloring page, the flow was really, really nice. But wait till y'all see what I'm going to show you, what to do with these. That's the dark green. That's beautiful. It's like an emerald green. And then here we have our silver. Oh, that is so pretty. And then we have a black one. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. It's more like a dark gray, like a very metallic dark gray. That is so pretty. Okay, and then I have the 2 colors that I have already used on a coloring page, and I didn't want to mix them up, so I had kept them separate. But this is the blue that I used. And you could see how it's a little bit different than this blue. And I'm going to leave that one over there so I don't get my colors mixed up. And then this is the gold, and the gold looks, it's really on the yellow side. I have to get this going a little bit more. But the gold is much more on the yellow side. So I'm really not sure if that is meant to be gold, but in the image I colored on the coloring page that I'm going to show you, I used it as a gold, and I'm going to show you what I did to it to make it look really gold. There are the swatches of the colors. Aren't they just beautiful? Let me hold this up a little bit closer so y'all could hopefully see all the glitter in these. And I'll turn it just a little bit. When I turn it towards the light, it kind of fades out a little bit. But hopefully you could see the glitter here. Because on my end, I could totally see it. They really are glitter filled. But they're gorgeous. I love these colors. So it looks like we get 2 purples, and then we get 2 blues. And this one's more on the orange side. So we're getting like 2 shades of orange, 2 shades of green, and then we get a pink, and then this yellow or gold, and then of course we get our silver. And the black is so super cool because that just looks like a really dark, like metallic, like a dark gray or something. So that is really, really pretty. I love that color. Okay, so I have Magical Dawn here by Hanna Karlzon, and I wanted to pull out a Hanna Karlzon book just because I wanted to be able to honor her a little bit, because if you're in the coloring community, you know what has been going on, and she had discovered when she went in for a seizure that she had a brain tumor, and it's just so sad. And I've been saying lots of prayers for her, and I know the whole coloring community has been so supportive. He has an entire community of colorists really praying for her and pulling for her. So I know she's going to make it through this. And I know just even from my Facebook group, a lot of you are going to Amazon and purchasing her books just to support her. And I think that is just so, so wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself another copy of Magical Dawn because I've been using this one for so many different tutorials. And it has seen its last days. There are so many things. I've used it for testing and all kinds of things and video tutorials. And so I really need another copy of this book. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to support her. And I'm sure that she appreciates all the support she's gotten. There is even a hashtag on Instagram, and I believe it is hashtag support Hanna Karlzon. So if you're coloring any of Hanna Karlzon's artwork, you can share it, or even something that you have colored that you haven't shared yet. I would go to Instagram and share your beautiful coloring pages and use the hashtag. Okay, so here's the page that I started coloring, and I started coloring this key, and I was using these, and I was just like, oh my gosh, these are so amazing. Like, I have to share this. So I stopped what I was doing, and I decided to continue in a video and show y'all how I did what I did here. But of course I used contrasting colors. I wanted to use what I think should be gold, but it looks very, very yellow. So I decided to come back over it with my colored pencils, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did because I thought it turned out really cool. I'm trying to get the effect of kind of like a tarnished old key, and I used two contrasting colors. That's why I have the yellow or gold, and then I brought in the blue because blue is very contrasting from the gold or yellow, and I wanted it to really stand out. So I'm going to try to do the rest of this key in just those two colors, but I'm going to show you how I went over this. So this here is a base of just the gold or yellow Ohuhu marker. Okay, so I did put a piece of marker paper here behind the page just in case it was going to bleed, because we all know that the Hanna Karlzon books, they are double-sided, and so there is another image on the other side. But let me go ahead and show you this here. I mean, you can see it, but as far as the bleed through, it did not come all the way through. I always like to have 2 copies of all of my books, mainly because I use them for my YouTube channel. And a lot of these books, because they have the double sides, that would be a great way to support Hanna right now by purchasing another copy of her books, so that if you wanted to still color this page that was on this side, you wanted to be able to use something like markers or something, or watercolors, and you knew it was going to bleed through. It's always great to have a second copy of your books. And these books are not that expensive. I think this one right now on Amazon is right around $14, and I think that's fair considering it's a hardback book and the paper in these are really nice. And these markers are working really, really well on this paper. So let me go ahead and show you what I did. Okay, so I laid down a base of the gold or yellow. I really don't know what to call it. I think it's supposed to be gold. But I laid down a base of that, and it just had no depth and dimension. And you all know me, I always have to come back with my colored pencils. And so I said, let me try this and try putting my colored pencils over the glitter marker, and maybe we could still see the fabulous looking glitter and still create that depth and dimension. So that's exactly what I did. Now, when you're doing this, make sure that you have a pretty sharp tip on your pencil. But this is my Prismacolor. This is dark brown. I wanted it to be dark enough to be able to create that really tarnished look. And so I thought dark brown would do the trick. And so I came in and I did this in a lot of these spaces, and I just sort of lined the outside just to create a little bit more depth. And I did it all around the key like this. And I didn't do anything down here. This area right down here is just a base and where I started, so it's just a base of that glitter marker. And so how I did this is I just went on the edges and then I just pulled it down a little bit to create that depth. And I'm sort of using a circular motion to be able to do that. And then here where we've got these little lines inside the key, I went over those as well. Again, I do have a really sharp tip. You don't want to do this with a dull tip because you don't want to go too far into the area where you've got that glitter pen because you don't want to completely hide it. But I just did this throughout the whole entire thing, and I went over some of the glitter marker in the areas where I wanted it to look just a little bit darker. And you could see how it really starts to just change the entire way that the key looks. And like right here where I have these two spaces meeting, I want to make sure that there is quite a bit of depth and dimension in that area to really create the separation between this section and this section here. And of course, I'm going to have a really sharp pencil because I need to come in here and do this line as well. And then when I didn't like how just those two colors looked and I didn't think it was blended in enough, I grabbed my goldenrod and I used the goldenrod to add a little bit more color in certain places and go over that dark brown just to spread it out a little bit. And the addition of this color completely changed the way that it looked, and it goes right over that glitter marker, and it's just beautiful. But look how it just goes right over, and it just pulls the colors together and blends them out, and it adds a little bit more color. And then I'll need a little bit of the dark brown up here. And look how it just adds. Let me see if I can turn this just a little bit so that I could get a better angle here. But look how when you go over this with that dark brown, how it just adds all that extra depth and dimension. Is that just not the coolest thing ever? And we are not losing the effect of those glitter markers. You could still see the glitter and you could still see that pop of yellow. And by me doing this and using the goldenrod and the dark brown, it makes it look like how I wanted it to look by creating that more tarnished look. And it also adds a lot more color and makes it look more gold because of the addition of the goldenrod. But these two colors are generally a couple of the colors that I would use when I was trying to create gold with the Prismacolors. So I just went ahead and I pulled those colors that I knew were good for creating gold, and I decided to try them over the glitter marker. And I was just really amazed at what happened. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to stop right here and I need to come film a video. And y'all know that I'm recovering from COVID right now, so my voice is still a little bit messed up. And I still have a little bit of the congestion and such, and I'm still not feeling 100%, but I'm feeling good enough to do a video. And the most exciting part is I feel good enough to color, which I just wasn't feeling it at all. I mean, a few of those days I was completely bedridden and I could not remove myself from the bed at all. So I was just so excited to be able to pull these out and start playing with them. And I actually felt like coloring, so that makes me happy. I'm excited to finally be feeling a little bit better. But look how cool this is. And you could do this with any of the other colors in this glitter marker set. It's so hard to color this because this key, the angle the key is laying at, it's kind of like sideways. And so I wish the key was kind of straight up and down. I'm just trying to make sure I get every single place where I want to add this, where I want to create that depth and dimension. And then I need to go back over it and just sort of spread that color out but not too much because I still want to be able to see the yellow from the original color I used from the glitter marker. And of course I want to be able to see that pop of glitter still. And if you wanted to just come back in, let me see if I need to pump this just a little bit. But if there's areas you feel like you went over just too much, you can always come back in and go right over it and add that color back in. Another idea would be that you could even, if you wanted even more glitter on something, and grab your stickles and you could add even more glitter right on top of what you've already done. Let's go ahead and move on and do a little bit of the key down here, and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, so I changed the book around so that I could maybe do this a little bit easier. So I've got the gold glitter pen, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to finish the base of this, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this up as I fill in the areas that I want filled in with the glitter pen. So now I have the blue glitter marker, and I'm going to come back and fill in all of the areas that I want to with blue. We have two separate sections right here, and I was trying to determine as I was laying down the gold color where exactly I want these to be able to alternate or continue to alternate the colors so that I could stick with just using just the two colors. And so I colored these both with gold. Normally I would have swapped those, but I'm going to come back and create depth and dimension there with the colored pencils to create a separation between those two areas, because those two areas, I feel like I want to stick with just the two colors, I feel like those two areas, it's okay for them to be next to one another, and then all of the decorative areas are what I want to be blue. Okay, I have all the colors laid exactly where I want them, and now I'm going to come back and I am going to add all the depth and dimension just to finish off this key. So I want to show you here, like I mentioned, I need to be able to create some kind of separation here between these two parts. So I want to show you how I'm going to do that part, and then I am going to speed the rest of it up since I've already done the tutorial and showed you exactly how I was doing this. And that way you could just see it all really come to life. And sometimes I think when you watch it at a faster speed, it really just brings everything together so beautifully. But do you see how I just created the separation there between those two spaces? And then I'll come back in here and I'll do the same thing. And then I come back with the goldenrod and I just add a little bit of that color in there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this off, and y'all could see it come together at a much faster speed. almost done, and I absolutely love it. I love how it all came together, and I love how these glitter markers go down on the paper. They go down really smoothly, and they don't pill the paper at all. You just probably have to be careful that you don't lay too many layers down on the paper, but I love this technique where I took my colored pencils and put them right over, and of course you could still see the pop of glitter and the bright, bright yellow all underneath where I laid those colored pencils. And of course I didn't do anything to the blue glitter marker or wherever I laid that on those decorative areas, so you could really see that glitter and just see it really pop. But these do have quite a bit of glitter in them, and I really, really do love them. I'm probably going to grab my stickles and lay a little, you know what, let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab my stickles. Okay, so I grabbed my Sunburst stickles, which y'all know this is like my favorite color. I use this more than any other color I own. And then I'm just going to come in here and just, where I already have the glitter marker, I think I'm just going to add a little bit right in those areas. I've never used stickles on something like a key before, so this is a little bit different. But I'm not going to put it everywhere. I'm just going to put it in the few places where I want to see a little bit more glitter, and mainly over the most yellow areas. Oh, I see a little spot there where I forgot to add colored pencil, but that's okay. Oh, that is so pretty. Glitter on glitter. This is just so fun. Let's come down here and add a pop of glitter down in this area here. And you will notice, oh, I don't like that. So with your stickles, if you ever lay them down and you don't like something, you just run your finger over it and you just fix it. I want a lot less, and I think I'm going to put it on this side instead. Just a pop of glitter right in there, and then over here on this side. And when you're using your stickles, you could leave it raised and it will add a little bit more depth, or you can spread it out and make it a little bit flatter. Oh my goodness, I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't know if you could see the stickles on camera, but I could definitely see them. And it added, like, the Sunburst has a little bit of green and stuff in there. I'll hold the bottle closer so y'all could see. But there's like some green glitter in there in the Sunburst color, and it's just so, so pretty the way it glitters. And so now I've got glitter on glitter with my colored pencils and everything else, and I love how this turned out. So if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And everything you've seen me use in this video, I will have down in the description box below so that you could easily find it. The stickles, the Ohuhu markers, and of course Hanna Karlzon's coloring book. And I will see you in the next video. Happy coloring. Bye.